Hello everyone, and welcome to my bold and beautiful official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Will Rich turn back to Brooke as a result of Taylor's significant error? Teasers and spoilers for the bold and the beautiful Taylor Hayes connection with Rich Forrester is causing her to feel extremely happy. After separating from Brooke Logan, Rich is suddenly showing Taylor a lot of love and care, making her feel like the center of his universe. Rich has made it clear that he wants to strengthen their relationship as quickly as possible by inviting Taylor to live at the Forrester house. However, even at this early point, stress is starting to show in the revived passion between Rich and Taylor. Taylor is shown in the story as a kind man who stood by Rich through his turbulent times as a symbol of loyalty. Rich appears to have clung to Taylor as a comforting safety net in issues of the heart, after feeling deceived by Brooke's decisions as CEO. His heedless devotion to her could be a hint of a big change to come. It seemed inevitable that Taylor will make a mistake at some point, perhaps in a way that pushes Rich back into Brooke's embrace. The precise nature of that error cannot yet be determined. Nevertheless, there are many imaginative possibilities for the program to explore, such as a crucial secret Taylor might be concealing or a fresh betrayal that overshadows Brooke's previous deeds. Taylor might even end up dating someone else if the necessary conditions are met. The writer's intentions will ultimately determine how this plot develops, but it's possible that Taylor and Rich will split up in the future. Rich and Taylor's reconciliation will undoubtedly fall apart eventually, and it's likely that Taylor may make a grave error for which Rich will never be able to forgive her. He might end up going back to Brooke as a result of this, leaving Taylor heartbroken once more. In fact, it could be argued that Taylor made the biggest mistake of all by deciding to get back together with Rich. Given that he has a propensity to return to Brooke, Taylor should have foreseen the possibility of additional grief because she has experienced this previously. According to our predictions, Taylor might end up regretting his choice to get back in touch with Rich, so stay tuned for any updates on a potential split. Hope Logan and Carter Walton worked together at Forrester Creations for years without showing any interest in one another outside of work, but now there are tiny cracks showing in their united front. They seem to have no chemistry and their private lives never touched. After Carter gave Hope some attention, everything changed, not just for them but for everyone in their immediate vicinity. It actually made sense when Carter initially focused on Hope. After spending so much time beneath each other's noses, it seemed as though a switch had been flipped, and their perceptions of one another changed. The first thing that happens in real life is always the old pals. Both Hope and Carter were totally available for a change, and they were teasing each other. They ended up on the floor in front of Hope's fireplace and several other locations after verbally elevating one another. Soon after striking Hope's bearskin rug, these two turned their attention to the miseries of the workplace. Hope's anguish at Steffi Forrester's unrelenting resentment, Rich and Eric Forrester's devaluation of Carter's beliefs, and the Logan's general treatment. After a while, Carter produced documents, and an unwary Rich and Steffi really signed the Forrester LLC into his hands, giving Carter complete authority over the business. The majority of the Forrester family left right away. Hope's line was restored, and her mother, Brooke Logan, was appointed the new CEO. As they attempt to manage Forrester Creations, Hope and Carter seem committed to one another. But there is a major issue. Now their shared objective of outperforming the Forresters at their own game is the only thing holding them together. Although they frequently declare their love for one another, it is beginning to seem highly conditional. Carter has permitted Steffi to resume her position as the nation's president. Hope obviously disagrees with his decision, even though she didn't question it. It's the first of many fissures that will probably form in their relationship over the coming weeks. What is your prediction for the duration of this romance? What Liam's unexpected new romance means for Steffi's future and Hope? Tease excitement for Liam Spencer's future is sparked by the prospect of an exciting new plotline. This time, Liam will take the stage with a story that deviates from his usual arc and promises new surprises. According to upcoming spoilers, Liam is about to escape his convoluted romantic triangle with Steffi Forrester and Hope Logan. Could this be the beginning of a new romantic interest for him? Liam deserves another chance at happiness, even though it's unclear what the future holds for his romantic life. He has made a lot of mistakes in the past because he couldn't decide between Steffi and Hope, which makes it even more important for him to look into other relationships. Maybe Liam will go beyond his past flings in pursuit of love, as clues from his preview suggest a new path. Will she be someone from his past or someone completely different? Although Ivy Forrester once stated that she would like to resume her romance with Liam, it appears that he may be more than willing to consider a new relationship. Daphne Rose is an intriguing option, particularly as she completes her plans with Carter Walton and Steffi. This situation will inevitably be complex, though. Any developing feelings Liam might have for Hope could be seriously hampered by his inability to handle the emotional upheaval Daphne is about to cause her. Nevertheless, it is impossible to completely rule out the possibility of Liam and Daphne dating in the erratic world of this soap drama. There's also the intriguing idea of matching Liam with Poppy Nozawa, which would cause even more trouble. It's understandable why Liam might feel sympathy for Poppy given her past with Bill Spencer. Liam may come to agree with Poppy that Bill's plan is flawed after finding out that he has been confining Luna Nozawa to his estate. Bill expresses empathy with Luna and the difficulties she faced throughout her childhood, but Liam might find himself more preoccupied with Poppy and her battles with her disobedient child. Poppy will definitely require assistance, regardless of how the paternity dispute with Luna turns out. Could Liam become her unanticipated love interest? There is a very real chance that the show may eventually include a new female character. The possibility exists that Liam would meet a lovely new woman at the ideal time, which would lend even more drama to the developing story. Whatever happens, our observations suggest that Liam will fall in love again, and depending on who wins his heart, this might leave Hope and Steffi reeling. According to forthcoming teasers, Liam's tale will soon begin, and we'll keep you informed as more details become available. Liam and Lee are seeking clarification. Steffi asked Finn to come over to her house at the Cliff House so they could spend some time together alone. Steffi informed Finn that she was back at Forrester Creations and no longer unemployed. She clarified that it was a component of her strategy to reclaim the business from Hope and Carter. Steffi revealed that she was putting up with Hope for the greater good, but Finn believed that the less he knew about the plan, the better. Finn claimed that her parents' reconciliation was the silver lining in the whole situation. Although Steffi acknowledged that she wouldn't have chosen the takeover, she was thankful that it made Ridge realize Brooke and reconcile with Taylor. Steffi expressed gratitude to Finn for his steadfast support, pointing out that Ridge wasn't like that as a child because he was constantly switching between two women. She observed that it didn't take a psychiatrist to understand why she fell in love with Liam and repeated this behavior. Everything in Steffi's life, including family problems, was supported by Finn, for which she was thankful. Steffi was fortunate that her parents were able to return, Finn said. Steffi questioned whether Finn's parents would ever be able to get back together. Finn believed the ship had set sail. He claimed to have seen all sides, pointing out that although Lee harbored resentment, he could relate to her because of Jack's infidelity. Finn claimed that although he respected his father, he had wronged his mother. Finn didn't believe that Jack's fabrication regarding Finn's birth could harm his mother more than that. Lee persisted in accusing her sister of having an affair with her husband, Jack, in her office. Lee informed Poppy that she had learned her lesson, despite Poppy's insistence that she would never betray Lee in such a manner. She remembered how she didn't believe Jack was unfaithful until she learned otherwise. You were aware from the beginning that Luna's father is my ex-husband. Not Bill. Not Tom. Luna's father is Jack, which is why you wanted to keep it a secret. Lee lost her temper. It's time to own up to your lies, Lee told Poppy. She recalled how Poppy and Jack were spending time alone at the house all those years ago, while Lee was working at the hospital. Lee thought that Jack and Poppy were sleeping together only to confuse her, even though Poppy was sleeping on the couch at the time. Poppy smiled and remarked that it was hardly a dream job, when she reminded her of how she had wasted her chance to work in the hospital gift shop. Lee persisted in mocking Poppy's life decisions. Jack entered as Lee pressed Poppy to acknowledge Lee's charges. He smiled as he greeted Poppy, but Lee yelled at him to cut the crap. Lee snarled, "I am fully aware of your nefarious little secret." Jack stared with confusion at Poppy, who appeared to be attempting to communicate with him through eye signals. Jack claimed he had no idea what Lee was discussing. Lee claimed that they had betrayed her in the worst way after she followed her instincts. Jack once more expressed regret over his liaison with Sheila. The devastation Sheila had caused since that discovery made Lee cry. Lee sobbed, "The fact is, I would prefer that betrayal to this one any day. Jack felt sad for her pain and was unsure of how he could have betrayed her farther than he had. Lee informed him that she was aware of his deceit regarding her own sister. Lee was paranoid, according to Jack, and he didn't want anything to do with it. He apologized to Poppy for Lee's constant criticism of her. Lee claimed that hearing him stand up for her sister sickened her. Poppy started to tell Jack that she believed he fathered Luna and that Lee believed they had an affair. But Lee interrupted her. Lee yelled, "I want to hear him say it." Jack didn't know what she was discussing. According to Lee, who conducted a DNA test, the washed-up rock star wasn't Luna's father. Jack gave a shrug. She questioned him about his knowledge of Luna's father. Lee accused Poppy and Jack of being compulsive liars. She screamed at Poppy and Jack, telling them that she had been deceived in the worst way conceivable by her loyal husband and her precious little sister. You have another love child as a result of your perverse relationship. Luna. You are the father of Luna. Lee sobbed.